Welcome to pattern making class. I'm your college instructor, Annette Julie, production pattern maker and fashion designer to the garment industry. And today we're going to be working on making our raglan sleeve from our basic bodice set. So please trace off a copy of your basic bodice back and your one dart basic bodice front. And you need to watch the prior videos to see how to make one. So please check out my other videos. Now, the raglan is going to take a little bit of time, and so be prepared to watch a few videos. With the raglan sleeve development, you're also going to need to trace off a copy of your basic sleeve. Also, you can check this out in my prior videos. So once you have the front, the back, and the sleeve traced off and cut out, now we're ready to pattern manipulate. And we're going to slash and spread and move a couple of darts. Let's start with our back bodice. And I'm working with a size 8, which is a standard for the industry, but you can work with any size. We're going to take our shoulder dart and we're going to transfer it here into our armhole. Let's go ahead and mark our horizontal balance line. Mine is down 4 inches, 1/4 of my center back. And I'm going to, this is my horizontal balance line, I'm going to bring the dart leg down to this line and open up into the armhole. I'm going to make a slash line from the tip down to the horizontal balance line. Look, that's perpendicular, forming a right angle. Horizontal balance line, abbreviation. Now we're ready to grab our scissors. Go ahead and cut down the dart leg and the other dart leg. And this dart, we can get rid of it. Now we can continue to slash all the way to our horizontal balance line. And now we're going to slash from our armhole in and with this slash and spread you can take that off. Now grab yourself a little scrap of paper. I always keep all my scraps. You need them for pattern making. And grab some tape. Take that little piece of paper and put it underneath the armhole slash. Then we're going to take our section that we had cut off and we're going to join it. I think I'm going to move that up a little bit. Let me move that up so it covers a little bit more. There we go. Happy with that. Now I'm going to take this piece. I'm going to close that dart in the shoulder. Close that dart and I spread over here in the armhole. Let's tape the rest down. And we have transferred the shoulder dart to added fullness in the armhole. But it doesn't look very pretty, so we need to go ahead and blend it. Maybe we need a little piece of paper underneath. We'll see. Might need a little bit right down there. Pattern weight. And what we have is part of the armhole here, part of the armhole there, and a big gapping space. We do not have a dart. There's nothing here anymore. That is not a dart. Don't mistake that for one. I don't normally like to put scribbles, but I definitely want you to know that is nothing. Okay, it's a space. We have added fullness, and what we need to do now is blend that armhole. That looks good. Now let's go ahead and cut off the excess. And that looks great. And we're working on the Raglan sleeve, but we changed the bodices and cut off section of the front and back bodice and attach it to the sleeve, so we have different steps to do before we even work with the sleeve itself. We've modified our back. That looks good. We're going to set that aside, and now we're going to modify our front. So we moved that dart into the armhole and we gave it an extra 1/2 inch ease. Well, we have a rather large waist dart here in the front, and we can modify it and balance the armhole by transferring 1/2 inch over to the armhole. And that's what we're going to do. So we have our single notch here in the front. You can always put a U around something so that you can find that notch. And I'd like you to go above the notch by 1 inch and mark it. And then we're going to draw a slash line to our apex. And I drew the long dart legs to the apex because those are the ones that we slash and that we cut. This is the one that we sew. It's always backed off 1 inch. So we're modifying always from the apex and drawing lines all the way to the apex. Now we're going to close this dart. We're going to open here, so let's slash and spread. Cutting up the long dart leg all the way to the apex. And this dart we can get rid of. We can put another piece of paper underneath there. We're going to go ahead and slash again into the armhole. Grab a little piece of paper and we're going to spread the armhole. We're going to add 1/2 inch here, and this dart at the waist is going to get smaller. We'll put a piece of paper underneath there. It's getting smaller when we spread here. Let's get that paper underneath the armhole. Grab some tape and tape down one side of that dart leg. Grab your ruler. Let's go open 1/2 inch. There's our spread. Line that up. Weight it down and tape that into place. Now we have the same situation that we did in the back as we do in the front. We have the gaping space and we have the lines that are not connected. So let's go ahead, put a little bit more paper underneath, just in case you need it for blending. Different sizes blend differently. Now we're going to take our curve ruler And we're going to chop off a little bit of that triangle there. We're going to put that curve ruler in and see where we can connect our lines and make this look continuous. That looks good there. I'm going to cut this part off, and I'm going to add a little bit right through that part of the armhole. Cut that off. We added fullness and we blended. You can always put tape on the back too, if you like to, or if you're saving on tape, don't bother. But for my demos, I definitely use a little bit of extra tape so everything is staying together. Also too, if you're trying to save on tape, you can take the tape and you can split it. Now we can go ahead and cut out that armhole. We don't have any changes right here, but right here we have a change. About 1/16 of an inch. And here we're cutting off about 3/16 and blending right into where the notch is. We've cut off that. And now this is nothing. That's added fullness. That is not a dart. This is a dart. Let's grab a piece of paper. Use all your little scraps. And you can also flip the paper the other direction so you can see where you've been filling it in. Let's go ahead and weight this down. And we'll tape one side of the dart leg and the other side of the dart leg. We now have a smaller waist dart. We have a lot of extra paper here, but don't cut it off too close. We have to make a point. So give yourself some space. You can also come and trim the paper on the back a little bit. Makes it easier for folding because we're going to be folding a dart in a second. Again, you can use tape on the back or not. That's your call. Now, before we go ahead and fold this dart to see what the waist looks like, we need to back the dart tip off 1 inch from the apex. So here's our apex. That has not moved. The dart has. There's our apex. We're going down 1 inch. Then you're going to find the center. And now we're going to draw our new dart legs. Right down to the waist. And this right there, that is the dart tip. Now we're going to fold that dart to finish the waist. Fold that tip. Align, somewhat parallel with the waist, perpendicular with the center front. And now we're going to crease the dart leg. And you can do this while this is open too, but we're going to need to fold that line. You're going to need to crease the dart leg here that's closest to center front, but the one that goes to the tip, not the one that goes to the apex. So you can do this while it's open or while you've already done that other crease. You want to crease it Okay, let's get back into our folded position. I have that creased dart leg. This is the one that's closest to the center front and goes to the dart tip. I'm lifting it up and taking it and placing it right onto the other dart leg. Let me go ahead and crease everything flat. And you can draw the waist. You can use a tracing wheel. Here we have a little discrepancy, so I'm going to fill that in. And now we can cut it. And that's what that new point looks like. And we've transferred the shoulder dart to the armhole for 1/2 inch ease, and 1/2 inch ease of the waist dart to the armhole. And now we're ready to go on to the next step with our raglan sleeve development. And please check it out in my next video.